Week 12 of the metals. We've got to see what we got here. Look at the water's getting dirtier and dirtier as the weeks go on here. You can see we still got 4 different colors. We're actually starting to see some green in the lead cup here, which we haven't seen much of. We got this is just unbelievably dark gang green here. I dare somebody to drink this. The aluminum one, it's not as dark as definitely not as dark as the galvanized, and not as dark as the stainless steel. But if we pull out these metals again, we do this on a weekly basis. Looks like the rope's getting more corroded than the metal there. And that's your galvanized there, getting pretty gnarly. There's the aluminum. See, it's just building algae, and I don't see a lot of corrosion for the most part, other than the galvanized one. The stainless steel, even though it looks like there's algae on it, I wiped that off like we did a couple weeks ago. It looks brand new. But again, the interesting thing is the water. Interesting to see what's going to happen in the next couple months. We've got to get a marine biologist in here to take a look at this. So, nevertheless, this is the 4 metals, and looks like the water's just getting gnarlier and gnarlier.
Welcome to X Generation Fish Report. This is your offshore report and tournament recap for the week. I'm joined today by Captain Mike. He fished a tournament this past weekend.
Yes, sir.
And what was the name of it again?
The saltwater shootout.
The saltwater shootout. Great tournament. I saw some videos of typical tournament setting, all the boats hauling butt to get to their spots. Yep. Great video, but that's about all I saw of the tournament this weekend. I was inundated with work, and Andy, of course, I was busy having to scrub the boat down for him and get the Hatteras ready for us. He wants to go to Mexico.
There you go.
So that was the extent of my weekend on the water.
Well, just a quick recap. It was a hard week to figure out where the fish were, what kind of fish were here, and all week long the fish were biting, meaning dolphin, blackfin tuna.
But I heard with all the storms though, they were moving. There was a lot of movement. It was hard to pinpoint the spots where they were.
And be honest with you, the kingfish was the hard fish to locate this weekend, which is usually not the case. And these it's an aggregate tournament with prizes for big fish and stuff like that. But what you're going for is 4 of each species, and I'll just name that. We have time, so we'll go over the
let's name them all.
We'll go with so there's 5 species: are dolphin, kingfish, wahoo, blackfin tuna, and cobia.
And this tournament, it's the style and the setup with it. It's one of those difficult ones because you have to weed through the fish to know exactly what fish you're weighing and how big of a fish.
For the aggregate, you're allowed to weigh 10 fish, 4 of each species, but only 10 fish. Every fish has to be over 10 pounds for the aggregate. Okay, so under 10 pounds, it's not weighable. And the 1st through 15th place is total weight. So, for example, normally you'll get 4 kingfish, and during this tournament you'll get sometimes 4 blackfin tuna, and dolphin is usually the hard fish to get that's over 10 pounds.
It is, although dolphin are one of the fastest growing fish in the ocean, actually the fastest next to the kingfish.
Right.
It is hard to get those fish because they are a fish that is fished heavily.
That's right.
So they're few and far between to get those big ones, and when you do get on those big ones, it's you may get a 20, 30 pounder. On the occasion, there was a 61 pounder caught, I heard. You told me about that. Mm-hmm. But on occasions, you may get 1 or 2, maybe 3 of those a whole season.
That's right. So in general, most teams that fished for the aggregate had no problem getting their dolphin and their blackfin tuna. The kingfish was a little tough for most people. The cobia was non-existent. Not one cobia caught out of 130 boats.
So what's your theory on that? Why have the cobia here?
I honestly can't tell you, because there was cobia caught on Friday. There was cobia caught on Thursday, just not on the day. And then all these teams going for blackfin tuna, they chum and chunk and stuff, so they should have seen a cobia. Somebody should. So just never happened.
Do you want to hear my theory on that?
What's that?
So my theory on that, with the cobia and also the kingfish, a lot of these guys, you especially, and when we go out fishing, we're kite fishing, right? The kingfish, when we fish them, we're fishing them in anywhere from 200 all the way into 90 to 70 feet, depending on where they run. I think it's because of all the rain we've been having. The spillways have been open. we've been dumping a lot of fresh water into the ocean. So those fish are either staying under in the water that's has more salt, or staying a little further offshore. But I think they're staying deeper. That's my theory on it. Even with the cobia, because when a cobia hits, you're going to see them usually on the top of the water.
Right.
So I don't think those fish are actually coming up from the bottom of the water table. That's why we haven't been. It's been unsuccessful. That's my theory on it.
No, it could be. It was also a south current during the week. Not only that, but
It's a lot of factors.
Seaweed was unbelievable this weekend. It was hard to fish with all the seaweed.
And guys, and when we say seaweed, like, it's hard to fish like that, it's not like we like it when it's clumped together. When you get clumped together seaweed, the fishing is awesome. You're guaranteed dolphin when the seaweed's clumped together, either on one seaweed patch or
fish,
another.
really. I mean, because the
wahoo will travel there too.
That's right.
Yeah, you can almost, because you've got one. Was it the vertical jig? And tell them about that story.
Well, so it's no secret. When seaweeds clump together, the reason it attracts fish is because all the bait goes there, and then it attracts pelagics. And almost always, I don't suggest you do this, but almost always, I was proving a point to somebody. You drop a vertical jig down, and you can jig up a small wahoo. And when I mean small, I mean like baby. Sometimes there's bigger ones around, but I don't like to do it because you will catch a baby wahoo and it will die.
But yeah, and your theory on that, even the baby wahoos, when they're born like that, they're using those seaweed for shelter and food.
Yeah, that's right.
So in wahoo, they do get big. They're not one of the fastest growing species, but they do get big pretty quick.
Yeah, absolutely. So long story short, the seaweed was scattered and it gets on your line and no fish is going to eat.
It's the worst. It's the worst thing to troll when it's like that too.
Yeah, exactly. It's tough. So that's basically what was going on. That was the problem. But fishing was very good. There was very actually an X Generation Pro team won the tournament. Hardway doing it all Hardway won.
Oh, shout out to Hardway. Great job, guys.
Yep. So they won with 180 some pounds.
Wow.
They did phenomenal, and like they always do.
Yeah.
And you know we're proud of them, and that's why they're an X Generation Pro team. So. But in general, that was fishing this weekend. We had a different strategy. We were going for big fish because we are in Angler Armory, which is a big fish side tournament that was part of that, and we're also in the SKA. So we were targeting big fish and big fish Calcutta. And kingfish unfortunately was the hard fish to target. So
yeah, so I think this weekend will be a little better. I think if you guys want to target those species, try to get a little further offshore. Would be my suggestion. Try to go a little further offshore, and if you can put the kite up, it's always good to put the kite up. But if you do get into those waters, even the blue water sometimes will have a lower salinity. So I would get as much down rods, get the downrigger out, and get the bottom baits.
I will tell you, every kingfish hit that we got was on the downrigger.
So you proved my theory right there.
We didn't catch a kingfish on top at all. We did catch dolphin on top, but every kingfish hit was way below the surface.
So that just proved my theory.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a good theory. So yep, get out there, get the downriggers out. That's what I think. So.
Right. Well, blackfin tuna is the hot fish.
Blackfin tuna is a hot fish.
And we're going to come back to you. We're going to talk about tactics to target blackfin tuna.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome to your X Generation Fishing Report. This is your hot fish and rig of the week. Or actually, not even rig of the week. This is how to target the hot fish. Mm-hmm. So we're changing it up a little bit.
Yeah. So blackfin tuna was the hot fish. There's several different ways to target them.
So, let's go into live bait has been scarce. A little hard to get these days. So we're going to show you a couple different lures on how to target them.
That's right.
And the blackfin, they're great table fare. You make some great blackfin sashimi and...
I eat them all the time. They're good eating. I do suggest as soon as you catch them, blackfin tuna, there's nothing wrong with them, but a lot of people are very selective on eating them. And the only reason is because what happens, they're not in the restaurants because they are a smaller tuna.
They are. They don't contain as much fat, so they're not a fish that's... Because there's... And this is the other thing. There's so much... demand for bluefin and yellowfin tuna and the big eye tuna, but blackfin is a good eating fish. It just doesn't contain as much fat as the bigger fish.
And from a commercial fisherman standpoint is commercial fish house. The blackfin tend to go bad much quicker. They do contain a little bit more blood in their body, and it creates the meat to go bad a little bit quicker. And it sounds gross, but it's not, because if you catch it as a recreational angler, you can eat it you know, in the first few days you catch it, it is absolutely no problem. I guarantee it. I've eaten them raw all the time. And in fact, I never cook my blackfin tuna.
Yep. So, and most people don't know sushi. It actually, to come into the U.S., regular sushi, even our fish that we catch here, it's always exported out, for the most part.
Right.
Our sushi here actually has to be frozen once before it's served on the table, so you're not actually getting as fresh when you do catch it.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no problem eating blackfin tuna at all.
Well, before we go into the lure, let's tell them why. Tell them what you do to keep your blackfin at optimal.
Okay. Basically, as soon as you catch it, if you're not in a tournament, what we do is we bleed them. And what you do is, and this came straight from a sushi chef that I know personally, you gut the fish the same way you normally would, but when you gut it, cut it all the way up to the bottom of the jaw. Take all the guts out. And once you do that, take your knife and cut across the throat and the gills. And do it before you put it on the ice if you can. And that way, all if not most, the blood comes out of the fish, and that will actually make your meat quality that much better, and it will also preserve your meat because you're getting that blood out.
A lot of people don't know that's what they do with the bluefins also.
Yep.
They cut them and they cut out a section of their gills, and
Yep.
it bleeds them all the way out before they put them on the ice.
And then what you do is you bury it on ice. I mean, bury it in ice, and don't touch it until you're ready to fillet it. Don't take it out for pictures. Don't look at it. Don't weigh it. And your meat quality will be sushi grade, no doubt about it.
So, let's talk about how we target them. Like I said, live bait's been scarce. The thread fins have been here and there, which a lot of people call them greenies. I'll say it on here, so the people that don't know what they really are. And those are great fish too. So let's talk about trolling for the blackfin when the bait's scarce.
Now, I will say trolling, you do target a little bit of a smaller fish, but you get more of the quantity, okay? It's less quality, but more quantity when you're trolling. And when you're trolling, you know, you can definitely do artificials. In the Bahamas, especially, artificial. So these are J-Cam lure chuggers.
They're handmade here in the USA.
That's right.
By hand. Seen them make it.
If you want them different colors, it can be done easily. You can use them just like they are rigged, or you can add dead bait to them, meaning bonita strips. I like mullet strips on these. You know, you can put it over a ballyhoo, stuff like that.
So let's talk about what these do.
What they do is
these are the chuggers.
Yeah, they create a splash and like almost like a bubble trail. What happens is they'll go under, they'll swim for a while, they'll pop up, and the head is concave on it, so it'll almost like spit water out when it comes up.
And what people don't understand, like when you're pulling these lures, it's not actually being pulled in the water. Right, what happens is, I'll show you, the hook's behind here. This is the hook. It's threaded through the head. You're actually pushing the lure through the water with the hook. The hook is being pulled, but the lure is actually being pushed by the hook through the water.
That's right.
That's where you get your sporadic motions.
Yep. And when you're using these, you want to adjust your speed to get them to swim properly. There's no specific speed. Every day the sea conditions will be different. So you want to adjust your boat speed to pull these until you get the look you're going for.
And even when it's flat toothed, under that water you have different currents, so it's always going to be different.
Always.
Always going to be different.
And you know, you're looking for that splash bubble trail to happen. So you will be, and you, a lot of people when they start trolling, they put one speed on and they always do that speed. It's wrong, because when you change directions, you're going against the current, going with the current, you know, going across the current. So depending on which way you're going, you want to change directions a lot when you're fishing. Depending on which way you're going, you're going to adjust your speed several times throughout the day.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I like, in a spread like this, you can put out about 4 to 5 lures on a good day.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have live bait, or if you didn't get that, come in and pick up your Mr. Mullets, or come in and pick up your strips.
Yeah.
You can fish these beer also. I would put 2 of these out.
Yeah.
And I'd put 2 of these on my far outside.
That's right. I would do the same.
The next one we'll show you. Mm-hmm. These dive and they stay under. They're still going to get a little bit more of the sporadic motion.
Absolutely.
They're 2 different styles.
Yep.
Same head, but they're both going to swim a little different.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
So these I would put my chuggers short. Then I would put these a little further back down.
Maybe a shotgun, which would be down the middle long.
Yeah, I would put these. I'd put these actually. If I put 2 of these out, I would put these about medium, and then I would, depending on if I have a different lure, Could be another J-cam, could be the new small islanders. Those are great lures.
Yep.
I would put that one far out of my shotgun. So that's how I would run 5.
Right. I do recommend putting these down on a planer or a trolling weight.
A little weight. You don't
maybe
have to
off
put
the
much.
downrigger. The reason I like that is because oftentimes, if you watch your depth finder, if you have a good depth finder, you can mark blackfin tuna. You can definitely mark them. They're little specks on your when you catch one and you look at your depth finder, you'll know what that school looks like. On my depth finder, they look like specks. And what happens
almost
is
like bait, or a little bigger than bait specs.
No, almost maybe a little bit bigger, slightly big, but the school size is what you're looking for.
You're looking for that ball of specs.
And they're normally like halfway down in the water column, so that's how you adjust where you're going to run, what bait. With blackfin tuna, especially better quality size blackfin tuna, they have big eyes. You want to use monofilament. You want to use fluorocarbon type
Please don't use wire.
Don't use wire. Don't use cable. You're wasting your time. You'll catch wahoo. You catch dolphin, sailfish all day long. You'll catch those. But blackfin tuna are very, very skittish, especially on the troll.
So here's another good thing about that, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
You can put these out on the outriggers.
That's right.
In short, you can put one on a planer, you can put one on a lead, and then you can run a shotgun. For the off chance you get bit off on one of these, I could go ahead and put out a Mr. Mullet's lure.
Yep.
With a little wire, because then I know there's wahoo in the area.
Right.
I mean, honestly, if I waste one of these for $15 to know that there's wahoo in the area, I'm going to circle back for that wahoo.
It happens. It happens because you won't. You can. It'll be small percentage wise catching a wahoo on monofilament, but it happens. But you will not catch a blackfin tuna.
No, absolutely not.
Here's the kicker. Wahoo are normally where blackfin tuna are. So you got to make a decision on what you're going to target. You got to try and stick with it. Adapt, change if you need to. But it's just so you know that kind of happens.
If that's what you're targeting that day, here's my recommendation. Don't get too crazy and go after wahoo. If blackfin tuna is what you want to go after,
that's right.
Put your spread out, get ready for blackfin tuna. If you catch your limit, if you catch 2 or 3, then change it up.
And the reason the blackfin tuna is the hot fish is because there hasn't been that many wahoo caught.
No,
but the blackfin tuna are here in numbers, so we recommend that you target the blackfin tuna.
So that's what we recommend for this weekend. Go out, target the black, come into X Generation, get your J-cam lures. We'll see you next week. Welcome to X Generation Fish Report. Today I'm joined by Captain Mike. Captain Mike, what's the weather and predictions looking like for this weekend?
It's going to be a little nasty, a little rough. So here's the weather. Southeast winds, 15 to 20 knots, 3 to 5 feet with occasional 6 foot.
I don't think it's going to be that bad, to be honest.
It depends. It depends.
Depends on where you fish.
It depends, right. It's forecasted to be bad. I do not think it's going to be as bad as forecasted.
Southeast winds, usually when we're out there fishing, southeast winds, you're not going to get the swells like a northeast wind like that. It's just going to be more chop.
Yes.
Real chop and real nasty, not like big rollers coming in where small craft advisory comes really into play.
Right. So that said, it's very good dolphin fishing weather. So
you're saying Andy has a chance this weekend?
If Andy was to go out, he would likely catch a dolphin. The problem is
that's kind of pushing it, Mike. It's kind of pushing.
I'm gonna say it's great dolphin fishing lately.
Yeah, even Andy can catch a dolphin this weekend.
This weekend, Andy could catch a dolphin. I'm gonna guarantee. I would bet that Andy could catch a dolphin this weekend. So
the question is, can he use one of his bass worms out there to catch a dolphin?
I think he can. I think it's one of those weekends where you can't do anything wrong. You're gonna catch a dolphin.
Well, good news for Andy. You can catch a dolphin this weekend, and the blackfin is the hot fish.
It is. You catch some blackfin.
Stay tuned for that. We'll show you some great stuff on the blackfin.
Yep. Well, basically, those are my predictions: dolphin and blackfin. I wouldn't waste my time doing anything else other than maybe bottom fishing or something like that.
I don't think bottom fishing will be good. I think bottom fishing will be good. I wouldn't waste my time with the kingfish.
Right.
I really wouldn't waste my time with the wahoo. It's not that time of year, not the right moon phase.
Right.
So dolphin and blackfin would be a great target, or bottom fish for some snapper. Snapper's always good this time of year.
Yep. Yeah. So that's those are the weather predictions.
Exciting news. X Generations 2018 tournament. We've got a great new benefactor. It's the Anglers for Soldiers KDW. It's benefiting the Forgotten Soldiers Outreach Program. I'll tell you a little bit about the organization. Forgotten Soldiers Outreach Program, it's a group of ladies that put together this program. One of the main ladies son got killed over in Iraq. So what these ladies do is they let the world know that, well, I'm sorry, let the sailors know that somebody cares about them back at home and what they're fighting for. They put together care packages for them. It doesn't cost the members anything in the armed forces. And they send it to them. They get the simple things that we take for granted here in the United States. Toothbrushes, toiletry. They get little snacks in their package. And they also get, on top of that, as a little handwritten note from somebody over here saying that, hey, we care about you guys over there and care about the fight. So it's a great, great program that we're supporting this year. Every little bit of contribution helps with it, and everything that we do goes towards this program to help these people keep their doors open and keep doing what they're doing. We have a couple sponsorship levels that are available. You'll see them right now on the screen popping in front of you. The $5,000 Platinum sponsorship, and it has a list there. You can see all what you get back just from your mere donation. Next, we've got 4 spaces left for the Gold level. The Gold level, you get another great thank you package from us here at X Generation. The lower level we have, the Silver level, is a $1,000 entry. It's a very minimal money that goes towards this program. You get a lot of great memorabilia from us. You get vendor spacing. Also, that's one of the things that you get in the whole package. And last but not least is the Bronze level. The Bronze level is the lowest level we have. It's a $500 entry. You get great social media recognition from us as you do in the entire other package. And you get exclusive pricing towards our tournament. You get a great discounted pricing. Exciting news. We can't wait. The tournament is September 22nd. The captain's meeting will be the day before that on the Friday or possibly on the Thursday. That's to be determined. Thanks, guys, for listening in. All right, guys, now that you've seen all the sponsor levels, if you'd like to contribute anything and help out our tournament and help out the soldiers and sailors overseas, you can email us for more information at xgenerationbt@gmail.com. Again, that's xgenerationbt@gmail.com. All of your contributions and anything you donate is tax deductible because this is for a not-for-profit organization. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.